Welcome back to the show. Well, deep sea robots have pulled the wreckage of the lost Titanic sub back to shore, showing the world for the first time what's left after the vessel's catastrophic implosion. These are the shots.
Let's bring in oceanographer David Gallo in Cape Cod, Massachusetts now. Thanks so much for your time, David. I mean, it's extraordinary when you think about the effort that's gone into all of this, and retrieving that wreckage is, of course, vital. What will it tell us about the incident?
Hopefully somewhere in that wreckage, in that melange of big pieces and the tiny pieces, for instance, a memory card, a GoPro, a cell phone, will be the clues about what happened at that instant. And maybe inside the sub something was said, and we'll see what happens when they, that's the first time I've seen those images. So that was the nose cone that was being lifted, and the ring that put the two sections of the sub together, the carbon and the titanium together. So it's very interesting.
We're going to show you some more shots here as it comes. See that there? So talk through us.
It's important. Lots of tubing and the hydraulic tubes and things like that to make the sub operate the thrusters and the like.
And I mean, this was just extraordinary to get this, all of this material. It was so deep. It is a logistical nightmare to get it up. They've done an incredible job.
It is an incredible job. They've done they really did a fantastic job. And two things I believe they probably did. First is to make a map immediately of the site, just like a crime scene. You want to know where everything is before it's touched. That's the nose cone right there. So that would be the front to the porthole in the front. So you want to know where everything is, and then you want to choose carefully what you lift. The idea is to get everything to a forensic engineer first so that they can begin to analyze it. So you want to bring that wreckage somehow and the crime scene up to the laboratory.
So you actually think they might be able to retrieve the memory cards from mobile phones, for example? I mean, something so small in the middle of such a vast...
Think about on land, even with an airplane crash, how they find these tiny little things. I don't know how they do it, but we do have the technology now to cover the entire area, and so you can spot things like that. They might be buried in mud, which makes it more difficult, but the tiniest thing can be found if you make sure that you cover everything 100%.
Obviously, with planes, there is a black box that can record all sorts of data. I'm not sure how complicated this was, but how do they piece together and glean from even the wreckage what might have happened? Because it looks like an incredibly forceful implosion.
That's where the forensic engineers will come in, because they'll understand that and try to understand which tube, which bit, which wire was severed, in what order they were severed, and that'll help them understand the pathway of what happened. Now, the implosion was milliseconds, but probably what happened, I'm thinking, and I'm not an expert, I'm sorry, I don't like to do things like this, but you have a cylinder, so instead of a sphere, so if you squeeze in the middle, you probably pop the ends off, and that's what you see here is the end, and so somehow maybe vital bits of information are in those two ends of the submarine. The middle part, I think, has been pretty well obliterated.
Well,
we'll have to see.
It's all very tragic, but it's fascinating in terms of trying to work out what happened. Unfortunately for the families involved, there's no word yet on human remains, unfortunately. David, thank you so much for shedding some light on that. Appreciate it.
Hey there, Today fans. Sarah and...
What's my name again?
Oh my God, Carl.
Hey, thanks for watching our YouTube channel, though. Subscribe now for more news, special reports, and amazing Aussie stories.
And Carl misbehaving,
Whoa,
of course.
That never happens.
Always happens.
What's she talking about?